first of all, apology about the Nala Tong Hawaii or Tong Yu, and I'm going to that I can I would like to congratulate this milestone, the Culture Day. I think with everything comes in the unity. And when people speak about unity, it comes back to the community, because with unity comes the community. This year's theme is greatly, and it's humbling to see the unity coming across. The 12 communities, everybody asks me why I don't dance here. And I'm just going to I'm going to Jokten, Kayoke Kanempa. I've been there, and I'm meeting I learned, and all one of the special guests, the first person, I can tell you a little bit about him. But what I can say is starting from us as a South Sudanese. I think that the pride we took in getting to know who we are and things that we can bring within these great opportunities. And the land of opportunities, when we talk about Alberta and the prosperity that we get from the youth to what we have, that's exactly what has happened. I think most of you guys saw the video when we went down to the legislature. We were surprised. We didn't know what was happening. But it's something that took 2 days. When we went there, we got the member statement that was talking about South Sudanese. And also, how is that the values that we bring and the hard work that we bring. We have that person today here. And I think most of you guys, you might have seen his face. And later on, when you see him, you might say, you know, oh, I'm going to get a video. I don't know how is he going to say it. But also from his background, he was the former Calgary police. And he knew a lot of things through that service and how to work with the community. But I think as a surgeon, he had to deal with things. And I think those are the values and the leadership that he brings. When we talk about things further, I think with the gang unit that we start seeing, he has to do something about it. And he will talk to, probably he might talk a little bit about that. But one of the things is the ability to be down on earth. He was the first person to talk to back then, and honored and distinguished to see him among the South Sudanese today. One thing that I wanted to make clear is that United Conservative Party, I believe with that member statement, is the first party to have that such member statement and to recognize South Sudanese. For that, I will take a moment to say, if you were going to say thanks to him, take a moment and let's clap and applaud for that milestone. But without further ado, I think you guys don't want to hear from me. You guys want to hear from him. And for that, with no further waiting, I would like to welcome Mike Ellis, the government whip, and the MLA for Calgary West. Everybody stand up.
Gargar, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. You know, I have notes here, and I'm going to try to refer to them when I can. First of all, can we just give a huge round of applause for all the folks that were dancing here? I mean, I'm absolutely exhausted. Just phenomenal. Just phenomenal dancing, and it's amazing to see such a beautiful culture, and thank you so much again for this invitation. I have to take a second here to recognize Minister Rajan Sani, Minister of Social Services. Rajan, can you stand up? Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. And of course, thank you to GAR and the organizers and the president for having given me this opportunity to come. Just to let you know, I literally just got off the plane probably less than 12 hours ago from Nashville. I was representing Alberta on an international delegation down at a state legislators conference down there, where you know, learned lots, and hopefully we can bring some very positive things to Alberta and build some relationships. So I am Mike Ellis. I am the MLA for Calgary West and the Chief Government Whip. So a lot of people go, I don't know what that means. What is the whip? Well, whip is a term that's been used in Westminster Parliament going back hundreds and hundreds of years. It really just kind of means everybody's supervisors. Put it on terms where everybody can kind of understand. And it's my job to ensure that the government flows up in Edmonton. So I want to take a moment here and thank my friend Gar and all the organizers, of course, that made this event possible. My relationship with the South Sudanese community is a new one, but one that I'm certainly not only proud to be a part of, but I'm certainly looking forward to continuing to learn more and more about the culture each and every day. And I'm glad to be here celebrating with you. Now, in July, as Gar referenced, I gave a statement in the Alberta legislature recognizing this great community and the contributions that were made to this province. Now, in my statement, I outlined some very important values that our UCP caucus shares with this community, and conversations that I had with Gar, which I believe, through our conversations, are consistent. We want to make sure that life is better for our families. We're resilient in times of hardship. We are devoted in service to our communities. We're not afraid of hard work. We want to ensure prosperity of future generations, all these beautiful young kids that were walking around here today and dancing amongst us. And we also value freedom. Now, a few months ago, Gar did come to my office, and we were talking. We were just talking about life in general, and I started to learn more and more about the community and the culture and about the South Sudanese history. And one thing that Gar explained to me is that what really united the people of South Sudan was the thought of freedom, the thought of independence. And that is what got the people out to vote. So when Gar asked me and said, Mike, surely it would be nice if the South Sudanese community was recognized in the Alberta legislature, I took it as an opportunity to say, yeah, why not? Well, let's make this happen, right? And I was very humbled when Gar and several other representatives from the South Sudanese community came up to Edmonton, got to listen to the member statement, got to talk to colleagues of mine, got to learn about the history that is within that building that goes back 100 years. Now, Gar had that opportunity to talk to colleagues, many of whom, I noticed talking to some of the folks here today, not everybody here is from Calgary. People are here from Edmonton. People are here from Red Deer. I talked to somebody from Saskatchewan. So this is a community that is really consistent with every other culture and community within Alberta. You are part of the fabric that makes us who we are. And I tell you, that's right. Absolutely. And here's the perfect example, right? A cowboy hat. Right? That's right. A cowboy hat, right? Because we are part of the community. Just as that's one thing I learned when I was in the Calgary Police Service, and as Gar referenced, I used to be a sergeant within the Calgary Police Service, and we always talk about those paradigm shifts in culture, and I know Gar was referencing some of the work I did, which was part of an organization that eventually led to the creation of some of the task forces within the Calgary Police Service. But if there's anything I want folks to remember, is that part of the paradigm shift that we talk about in policing is that in Calgary specifically, and I hope, of course, for the rest of Alberta, that the police are not an arm of the state, but instead an extension of the community. And I think just understanding that the law enforcement being an extension of the community, your government, as far as being representatives, are an extension of the community, I think that is an important takeaway for all of us to remember. Now, I would be remiss if I didn't mention our leader, the Honorable Jason Kenney. One of the quotes I like to take away from him is he had a quote, and I'd just like to repeat that here while I have this opportunity. He said, quote, that Alberta isn't just a place on a map. It's not just a random collection of people. Alberta is an idea. And today we celebrate the South Sudanese culture. And I want to thank you folks for helping build this idea through ongoing civic engagement, for the work that you do. You know, this past Monday we celebrated Heritage Day right here in Alberta, and I think it's important that we celebrate the South Sudanese community as well. It is your culture that enriches our life, from the food and the languages to the traditional clothing and dancing that you have, and I thank you. And I thank Gargar for having given me this opportunity to come here and speak to you today. It's only together as a community that as we move forward, that we build these relationships, we learn about each other. I want to thank you for being here today. I want to thank you for being a part of this community, and I look forward to working with each and one of you. Thank you so much, and have yourself a great evening, okay? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mike Ellis. Ladies and gentlemen, ayuit ko balagwe galak o kwadi chol monji no wangi jatek kwa tek dat ko luye e kuna lengra ni jal ben kam kwa ka pelku be ko pal bi jama ma so we ko ka un jam ran ten we la ko bi pinya pel te lengi ran ken man do nyuj man do pinya do achan ko ko wuj bu len bu ping please te lewen broloy ko pal ka Continue on. Kau era je jam di tu, abu gua jam. Bukan bangun loy. Please. Mentina, gara ke siapa bacol, berang cidung sih, bukan col wet.
I think the excitement was so much. Kujalai kan kau gua jam ngadi kena. Kakek kau akuma dia kau lekau buka ping. Zaman ji nasi kadang MCA luet, nana tu bira luet, ego wet, ego nyai. Kujalai nana tu buka tiitin, kalau buka tiit. In this opportunity, I would like to humbly say thank you, Mike Ellis. I think he went farther, more than that, and also the willing even to learn from our community and what we have to offer. But I think there is a lot of questions down the table, and that's why a lot of people probably sometimes they want to ask you questions and they can't wait. But we have sometimes in our protocols, we go backward. So we bring it goes from MLAs and then we go to the ministers and honorable, and then Jason Kenney would have been the last one. And it's interesting, that's something the cultural diversity is that in Canada, I think we go backside. The minister comes first or the honorable. So that's something that we might learn soon, and that's the first learning curve. So therefore for South Sudanese, I think, because we say sometimes all the words are combined and then later on that person speak about them. The person I would like to introduce today also, our honorable, I think it comes back from the community portfolio and where we are here today. And as what I said, with community comes unity. And exactly the word community has come and unity. So that's something that we have. And also that's something that she has in her portfolio. One thing I can certainly say about it is that she's passionate about that. And she would like to see that community. I think it comes back to the UCP as a government, and I think looking into the vision and her portfolio and what she wants to do. Also, on the other side is the social services. I believe the community was talking about it so much, about the social services and issues that used to happen within community. Well, therefore, let's not wait so much, because we have right here the right person, the right time, and the right moment. And that's her honorable. She has so much passion about this portfolio. Unfortunately, we couldn't have his honorable Jason Kenney, the Premier of Alberta. And sometimes that shows also how much the public service, it goes back to so much things that they have to do. There's so much places that he has to go in, but whichever Mike Ellis talked about and what our honorable will talk about, that's exactly what their vision, that's the statement, and I can't speak about it. What I can say is, without further ado, once again, I would like you guys to wait a second, clap as much that you can, and if some people want to dance, get up and dance a little bit to welcome her, because this is a one chance to say thank you once again. Our Honorable Rajan Shwensi, that's the Minister of Community and Social Services, and the representative of Majesty, and on behalf also on UCP candidate.
Well, good evening, everyone, and thank you, Gar, for that kind introduction. I am so very pleased and very delighted to be here today with all of you. Clearly, I came to the right event tonight. We have music, and we have dancing, and we have incredible speakers. Thank you so much, and thank you, Gar, for that lesson on Sudanese culture, that when we acknowledge important dignitaries and people, that sometimes we start backwards instead of forward. So that's what I'm going to do today. Now, I'm going to take a minute just to acknowledge the children and the youth in the room. Because as a mother of four, that is where my eyes and my ears naturally go. And I was extremely delighted to see all the children participating in the dancing. So for a moment, can I please get all the children and all the youth to stand up, please? Come on, children, stand up, and let's all give them a hand. And my message to you, let's give them a hand. They deserve a hand. And my message as the Minister of Community and Social Services is that you are incredibly lucky to be born into a community that is so rich in history, culture, heritage, and language. You owe a debt of gratitude to your parents and your grandparents, your aunts and uncles, and your entire community for being here tonight to teach you all of their ways of culture and language. Next. Thank you. The children are our future leaders. They're the future lawyers and doctors and teachers and mathematicians and, dare I say it, politicians. Now I would just like to take a moment to acknowledge the elders of the community. Could I please have the elders of the community stand up for one moment, please? And it's hard to tell who you are because you all look so young. Thank you. It is because of you that we are here today. It is because of you that we are celebrating culture, heritage, language, faith of the South Sudanese Jieng culture. Thank you for everything that you have done, for inculcating pride and courage in your children and your offspring and the future generations. Thank you very much for everything you've done. And you know what? I love the theme of tonight. Unity is a priority. Absolutely. It was a priority for the United Conservative Party when we came together to form one party and to become the government of Alberta. It's a unity, it's a priority for our society as well. And on behalf of the government of Alberta, I want to thank you all. Thank you all for your contributions, for your service, and the richness that you add to our community and to the province of Alberta. Yes, we deserve a hand for that. Our government is committed to making life better for all Albertans, and that includes all of you. Let's keep on celebrating tonight, and on behalf of the Honorable Jason Kenney, our Premier, and my government colleagues, and MLA Mike Ellis, I bring you all greetings once again, and please do continue the celebrations, and thank you for the opportunity to speak this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike Ellis, Calgary West MLA, Regional Minister of Community Service. On behalf of community, I'm really expressed. There's nothing I can say because of happiness that I have. Our community calls Jieng community. We are part of South Sudan community. So I'm not going to talk long. I'm going to call my elders come over here. I want you, Alex and Mike, right? Come over there. I'll give you some gift. I want you to come over. We have a little gift for you. A gift for you. So we have 2 little gift for you. Yes, we're going to take picture with them before we leave. Pastor, we're going to take picture.
Thank you, Medana Magia Party. Quality, I'm going to over.